Hey guys, James with Torches and Tactical, and if it looks like I'm trying to hack the Pentagon with the amount of accessories and everything that I have going on here, I promise you I'm not. What I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to talk to you guys about a new headlamp slash right angle work light that Wuben has released. Now this is the E7. The E7 is similar in a lot of ways to the Wuben XO, except this has dual emitters. So you're going to get 1800 lumens from here, or if you care about those numbers, it is 4,356 candela and 132 meters of throw. But it's more than just that. They tried to make this light as versatile as possible. So you can use it as a right angle headlamp. You can use it as a right angle work light via the magnetic base. There's a whole bunch of different usability and versatility and functionality that they included with this. But in addition to that 1800 lumens, you do get a high option of 400 lumens, you get a medium option of 150 lumens, and a low option of 5 lumens. That 5 lumen low mode will run for 60 hours, and you do also have a strobe and an SOS. So as far as all of the accessories and the hacking kit, so to speak here, now they do give you the option to get a P1 headlamp strap or band as well, and that's going to actually attach with a very brand new, very useful system that will let the E7 clip in, clip out, and rotate. In addition to that, you can also extend that battery out with an 18650 extender, which you can also get an 18650 direct from Wuben, which we have here. And then if you find yourself in a position where your hands get really nasty and you don't want to make your lights any worse than they're already going to end up, they do have an option for an inductor or a hands-free connector as well. So this is going to let you just swipe your hand in front of it and not only turn your light on, but you can turn it back off, and you can even adjust between those brightness settings as well. So we will get into all this here in just a second, but I do want to talk about just the headlamp first. So with the E7, again, I told you this does come in at 1800 lumens, but more than just output, this is very tough and adaptable as well, because this is drop resistance rated to 1.5 meters and water resistance rated at IP68. This does come in at 80 grams without that 18350 battery, and total dimensions are 60.6 by 28 by 24 millimeters. So it is quite compact, and let me grab an XO here real fast so you can see that size. So for a size comparison, we have a titanium XO here, and for just being marginally larger, this gives you that second emitter, so it stays a lot cooler, and as a headlamp, you're going to want to make sure that things stay cool. So just real fast, let's get the XO out of the way and focus on the light again. Now, as far as the actual E7 is concerned, you do have a recessed power button here, and I don't want to sound like I'm going to complain about this light on nonstop, but that is the first part where I feel like they probably could have made it a little easier to access. Now, I understand having it recessed because it's going to make sure you don't accidentally press on it, but if it's designed to be used as a headlamp, it seems like your hands are only going to be there when you are either trying to turn the light on or change a brightness setting. So I would have preferred to see this a little bit more proud. Now, if we focus behind that, you do have a USB-C port, and it gets rid of that magnetic flap like the XO and switches to a more traditional, oh, there we go, switches to a more traditional rubber flap. Now the pocket clip, now this pocket clip is much easier to use than the XO because it's not machined out of aluminum, but instead it's formed steel. So you have a couple screws right there holding that on. And as far as the light goes, it is very angular. You have that same bezel design as the XO and a lot of other Wubens that are coming out, like the X2 as well. So pretty nice concept and design for that. On the bottom here, you do have your an indicator showing that it is magnetic, and you also have a battery indicator on the side. Now we can't forget the Wuben E7 right there. And then on this other side, it lets you know that it gets a little bit warm, your serial number, and then you have your government signage as well. So if we pop this base open, you will see a very large spring. So that large spring is going to make sure that it holds contact with that 18350 battery. And then if we can see inside here, you can see that driver with, again, another very large, or rather stiff spring. So we'll go ahead and get that back in here. And you can use the included USB-C cord to go ahead and charge this up. And that button here, this will, when it turns on, it is red now because I've been using the snot out of this, but that will serve as a battery indicator as well. So if we move that aside now, I do want to bring out the P1 headlamp strap and show you its versatility. Now, first off, similar to the H1 that we have reviewed, I do like the silicone waves inside here. They grip really, really well, and it does have a top strap as well. So this provides a lot of usability and functionality. Now, I have this adjusted to my head, and it is rather comfortable, and I appreciate the fact that the padding comes on the inside here. So when you are wearing this without a hat or a beanie or anything like that, it's not going to be very uncomfortable. So, but as far as attaching it, what you can do is just slide the top base in. Oh, there we go, line up. Slide the top base in, and then if you look at the back of the pocket clip, so it kind of snaps into place. There's a little tang down there that snaps into the hole on the pocket clip. And from there, you can rotate exactly wherever you need the light. And then just lift up, and it comes out like that. And it's really, really nice too, because it does have this tab on top. So when you're removing it, you can just press that down and it helps aid in removal of the light. It's just impossible to see that. That's why I took it back out. But you do have your Wuben right here. So in case anyone's wondering what kind of fancy headlamp you have on your head, they can see right there that it's the Wuben. So let's go ahead and take this out again. And we're not done there with the accessories, because it does have an 18650 extender as well. So if we take that 18350 out and we thread this puppy on there, which the design motif fits very, very well with it, we can slide in that optional 18650 battery. And in some cases, you can go as high as 2, 3, or even higher as far as extending that battery life. So 2 to 3 times the runtime. So it operates just the same. So it works really, really well. And it does still fit in the headlamp strap, but since it's much higher, you will have it extending out the side. So I like that passive or that pass-through design that allows you to make sure that you can get lots of runtime with that 18650 or fit other options similar to the XO. Now let's get this 18350 back in here, and I want to show you guys this inductor, because this inductor cell is really, really cool. It gives you the option, like I was saying before, to operate the light completely hands-free. Now you do have to get a little bit close to it, and it attaches via the USB-C cord. So we can attach it right there. Let's go ahead and clip this on so you guys can see. No one wants to see my ugly mug, so I'm just going to show you an example off of my head. But you just strap that on, and then you attach that, and now you can very easily work this light just by sliding your hand in front. So there you go, it turns on, and there is a memory mode, so it will go to the last used mode. So you can slide in front again, it'll turn off, and then when it is on, you can go ahead and hold your hand there, and it'll change through those brightness settings. So you can use every aspect of this hands-free, and it is incredibly, incredibly useful. Now, one thing I have not talked about at all is the fact that this has a very, very easy to use interface. So I'm going to go ahead and move everything out of the way, and let's go ahead and start with, you can press once to turn it on, you can press twice to go straight to turbo or 1800 lumens, and then when it is on, you can press and hold. That'll cycle through all of your outputs. And again, you can do a double press to turn it on to straight to turbo. And then if you want to, you can do a triple press, and that will go into your strobe and SOS mode. So strobe with 3 presses, and then if you want to go to SOS, do 3 presses again, and you get that SOS mode. So very easy to get to all of the options that it has, And I really appreciate the fact that it seems like they are, with every generation or every new light that comes out, they are working on that user interface just ever so slightly and getting those tweaks to make it as easy to use as possible. So I appreciate the fact that Wuben is doing that, because I mean, nobody wants a light that's overly complicated unless it has those features that you are specifically looking for. And for a lot of people using a headlamp, they don't want anduril. They don't want some fancy user interface where you have to press something 96 times in order to adjust something, and so on and so forth. But now what I want to do is I want to compare this to what I showed earlier, that Wuben XO. Now this is the LH351D version. This is going to come in at 900 lumens, but why I want to use that as a comparison is because this will allow you to see those two much cooler emitters versus the single LH351D. Now one's 1800 lumens and the other's 900 lumens, but that'll give us the option to see, there we go, that'll give us the option to see the color difference in the 6500K versus the 5000K of the LH351D. So let's get outside and get to it. All right, everybody, we are out here tonight with the Wuben E7. We're going to do a comparison with the Wuben XO. So let's just get straight into it. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the E7 here for you. Wow, that is definite flood right there. Definite flood. But I'm going to go ahead and press and hold. So, okay, so here's low mode. Press and hold again. Here's medium. Press and hold again. Here's high. And I'll go ahead and double press. That is just an absolute wall of light. So this is 1800 lumens from two emitters, two Osram P9s at 6500K. Now, if this is a little cool for you, I did recently get word that they released a 5000K variant, so it should look a lot more neutral. But real quick, since I didn't do this, when it is on, you can triple press, and you do get a tactical strobe as well. And to compare, we have the Wuben XO. Now this is the LH351D variant, so a lot higher color rendering, but this one comes in at 900 lumens. All right, so this is low mode right here. Now this one seems a little bit lower. I don't know if this is going to show up as well on camera. Here, I'll bring it down towards the ground so you can see. And I'll press and hold. We have medium. We have high. And I'll do a quick double press. Now there we go. We have 900 lumens from the Samsung LH351D. Much warmer tint. And when it's off, if you do that same double press you would have done to turbo, you can get a strobe. This one seems to be alternating as opposed to the Wuben E7s. All right, and one more time so we can make sure that we saw everything. Here's the Wuben E7. Now this is 1800 lumens at 6500K. And here is the Wuben XO. And this one at 900 lumens. So now that we saw the comparison between the E7 and the XO, let's get back inside. All right, guys, we went outside and we saw how the Wuben E7 compared to the XO. Now, I'm going to tell you guys first and foremost that to me it is quite apparent that with these two emitters and the size of the reflectors, this is going to be much more of a flood lamp. You don't get that same throw that you get even with the, I mean, it's still a shallow reflector, don't get me wrong, but you don't get that same throw that you get with the XO. So if you're looking for a headlamp that's going to flood everything around you, provide that directionality or that adjustability, the Wuben E7 may be for you. Now, as far as my complaints, really I only have one. As far as the design goes, I think it looks great. It does look like maybe an XO2 or an XO 2.0, and I think it should have been marketed as a right angle work lamp similar to the XO, and just given the headlamp as an option. But the only other thing aside from that is the fact that I probably would have preferred to see the switch or the power button. I probably would have preferred to see that raised up a little bit instead of sitting in these recesses. That's going to make it so it doesn't turn on, but at the same time, like I stated before, if it's a headlamp, if you're using it as a headlamp, your presses are going to be intentional. I mean, you don't swing your head around in a cave so much to where you have to worry about pressing a button on top. So that is what I would change if it were me. So guys, the Wuben E7 is on sale right now at wubenlight.com. You can click on that link down below and use the coupon code TORCHES, and you can save 10% on your Wuben E7 or anything else, well, hypothetically a titanium Wuben XO, but you can save on anything and everything using the coupon code TORCHES, and we will get a small portion of what comes from those sales. But don't worry, it will come back into getting more Wuben lights. Now we are talking with them right now about getting a Wuben E7 that we can do a giveaway with. So if you guys want to see that, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and when you subscribe, click on that bell notification, because that's going to let us know that you guys want to see more giveaways like an E7. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.